This time I'm going to talk to you a Chinese word. And this Chinese word is very, very rarely used. It's anus. It's the rectum between two buttons. We call gang. The word written is with two parts. On the left side is something like a moon, yue. Actually, the shape of the moon later becomes is another explanation of another form. Something very much like the moon is called zhou. Now, you have a shape which is like a banana with two strokes in the middle. Originally we call it the moon, yue. But it's the two lines, two strokes. Sounds like, a little bit not parallel. We call that rho. It's a changed form of meat. Now, of course, meat and the moon are very, very different things. But if you take a very, very close look, if you chop a piece of pork, and the pork shape has the fat part and the thin part, it looks very much like a piece of meat, or rather, two pieces of bone inside the whole piece of meat. So, in Chinese words, written form, moon and meat sounds the same, and both are very important particle or radical. A radical is the kind of basic word that classify a branch of words. They all come under the same radical. Radical is radical, radical. Now, there are a lot of words coming under the cluster of moon category, and another is meat, but they always were written the same form. So it's difficult to tear them apart now because they're all written the same like moon. Now you can almost think that anyway, by Chinese definition, a piece of meat is moon. It sounds funny, but if you take a close look, sometimes if you look at the moon, you want to eat it, and it becomes a piece of meat. And that's how I explain the Chinese character, a piece of moon or a piece of meat. Now, what has this to do with anus, rectum part of the body? We say Gunman. Man is door. Door has two parts forming the word man. In Chinese ideogram, both parts representing the right side is the two pieces of a board forming or making a door. You can open it, you can slide them close. Man is a door. Now, if you study Chinese word, it is very easy to recognize because it is very, very close ideogram. You can see the right part and left part. Both looks like two flags, coming together. You hold both hand, right hand hold the right side of the flag, with the flag, the piece, protruding inside, and the left hand holding another piece of flag, and both flag, actually they are not that flag, just a piece of board. That becomes a man. Man is a door, so remember, kai men, open the door, guan men, close the door. Now, when I say man, you think of the house. You enter the house, you open the door. Now, there's another door in our body, which is not the mouth. The door is in the button. And the button part actually is the place, you can actually see both left and right. You have two pieces of huge round-shaped meat we call button. And inside the button is anus. And that is gang. And the phrase in Chinese for anus is Gunman. Gunman. Now, how do you remember the word Gunman? I remember there's a politician in Taiwan. His name is called Gu Zhengang. He was a very famous anti-communist, a politician. And he's from some Chinese province that speak very heavy dialects. So when he was representing the country going out, he was saying that, we are forming the government-to-government relationship. So when he says it, he says, Gunman to Gunman. So everyone laughs because it looks like an anus to anus. Now, the place of anus is the opening, which, actually our excrements coming out of the body, the shit, the government makes shit. Well, that makes sense because most of the time when you look at the government, it's shit, a piece of shit, government. So two governments coming together, and they may be arguing differences. And you say they are forming a government-to-government relationship, right? So by this Chinese politician, he will say gunman to gunman. So it sounds like, anus to anus. That makes sense because both buttons are protruding, shooting shit out of the opening. Now, again, may I remind you, the door in our body is like the mouth. Mouth has a different saying. We say kou. Kou is very easy to remember. It's a square. It's a small square is kou, and a large square is guo. Guo is a country. So very easy to remember the ideogram in Chinese. You write a small square, it is the mouth, kou. But where is the door of the body? The door is anus, which is gangmen. Gangmen. Interesting. And if you don't remember gangmen, just remember it is government. Okay? Now, government controls the body, right? It controls the excrement. Government takes tax, out of your pocket. But most of the time, it produces shit. So government to government coming together, they're arguing, they talk nothing. Shit, right? They are talking nonsense. So government to government is gunman to gunman. Now, again, remember, gunman. Now, how do you remember the word gun? I just mentioned that the gun has a radical, which is the moon. Originally, it is not the moon. It's a piece of meat. Now, it's shaped like, something like, a ladder, actually. You have some kind of rectangular shape with a two-stroke. And if you check out the Chinese written words, you will see the particle of the moon, which is very, very useful because there are so many words coming under this cluster, okay? Now, which is on the left side. So the moon on the left side. And what is on the right side? On the right side, very interesting, is the worker's instrument. If you have a musician, they try to produce a sound. They use some kind of instrument, right? And the doctor or workers, they use instrument. The instrument is something like, something like in English is the H, the word, the alphabet, H. You put H, upside down, not upside down, flat. So it becomes some kind of instrument shape, Remember, you write the word H, but you don't write the word H with two strokes, top you put it down, and so the middle, the both strokes, are vertical. So if you write that way, you put the edge word, change it, not upside down. It's something like flat, and so it becomes gong. Gong actually is work in Chinese word. Work. You know why work is gong? Because originally in the oracle bone, the Chinese word gong is shaped like a worker holding an instrument. Now gong is the instrument. So gong actually is the instrument representing work. That makes sense because every time you do something, you work, you need instrument. Don't tell me that you're working without any instrument in your hand. Anything, a ruler, a knife, whatever. But anyway, the word gong is an instrument. Now, why has the instrument to do with shit? Because the word instrument is very important. It will crack open your anus so the shit comes out. Or you can make it, actually it's not the way it is. It more or less represents the tube underneath. The tube is where the conduct of where the excrements going out of the body. So it's shaped like a tube that coming inside your body. Now, I hope you don't use your imagination at this point, because if you do it, your imagination go wild, right? You think of the gay people, or the people not gay necessarily, people who enjoy making sex, through anus. Probably originally in ancient Chinese, that was the case. Well, I don't know. Maybe most of the time, when they make sex, they want to have more fun, right? So they have they're experimenting various kind of positions, right? So people who are experimenting this kind of position with some kind of tube, thrusting inside your anus, it becomes a very laborious work. So Chinese think this is work. So it is work. Gong. Gong. It's very easy to remember gong because it is a shape of H. H, put the H flat, it becomes gong. Now let's come back to the word annex, Gunman. Gang actually has a moon on the left side and the gong on the right side. Now, repeat. Gang. Gunman. If you don't remember, you just say government. Okay? Now, government is Gunman. That's interesting, right? I think, lots of fun learning Chinese. I can talk many other things related to this word, but, I will stop here because when I talk, talk about sex, my imagination cannot stop. So I have to stop here. See you later.